What's going on, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and it's time for your D&D weekly update. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. There's not going to be a ton of news this week. If you have Curse of Strahd, you already are going to know most of this. Typically, when they release a new PDF a new print book, campaign, a source book, or whatever, they start giving you previews of that well in advance. And this go around, the previews pretty much are the week before it launches, because Curse of Strahd should, I believe, be in stores, all stores, I think tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday. But they waited to give us Curse of Strahd previews till like the week of its release, or till like the week after it early released, and like the week in between, which was kind of weird. And the stuff that they did release, super spoilery. So if you have Curse of Strahd, if you've watched my What's New on Curse of Strahd video, you're probably going to know what's going on. But there's a couple other interesting things, some more previews of what are coming in the new mini pack, as well as a cool other RPG that's non-D&D related that I just wanted to draw your attention to. So if any of that interests you, stay tuned. So, why don't we jump right in? This is kind of an issue of contention with myself and several other people in the community. Typically, in the Unearthed Arcana articles, we get something completely brand new, some cool new content to play test and workshop to see if it's useful for actual in-game playing. Like, we've got a lot of different ranger updates, some really awesome classes that aren't canon that everybody really loves, like Favored Soul, or Undying Light Warlock, or Shadow Sorcerer, things like that, new fighting styles, new races, even some new spells. But this month, I kind of want to say took the easy way out. They just featured 3 different pieces of content that you can download on the Dungeon Master Guild, and that was Blood Magic, which is a source book all about it's a new archetypes, blood magic archetypes, as well as a couple of new items, and I believe a few new enemies. I actually own this one. I did download this one myself, and the blood magic side of things does seem to fit very well with a Curse of Strahd style game, or something set in Barovia or in a Ravenloft campaign. Personally, personal opinion, upon first glance, I wasn't too impressed or thrilled with it. But I have to be honest, I've looked at a lot of DM Guild stuff, so I'd have to go back and take a double look at this. There's some information here about some different weapons and the background here. Book of Beasts, the Demon Depository. This I have not downloaded. It sounds like this. It is an additional just beasts and demons to add to your campaign. As we know in the Monster Manual, it is fairly limited. You do get a lot of enemies, very low-level enemies, but it's hard to get something like... I mean, this is for, it looks like demons, or beasts, I'm sorry, beasts. Book of Beasts, but then it says demon, so don't let that fool you like it just did me. Fire Demon, Maw Demon, Rudderkin, Scion of Zugatmoy, Blood Demon, things like that. Varying degrees, but, you know, like goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, even demons and things like that, you don't have a large spread of CRs to throw at your players. So these kind of source books are nice for that. I do like, personally, a lot of the ones that are beast-related, which adds a lot of complexity to polymorph, as well as druid wild shape abilities. But Book of Beasts. And then Battle for the Undercity. This one I have downloaded, and I have read through this one extensively, and I love this. This is an adventure that will take your players from level 7 to level 10, I believe. It's well done. It has a lot of interesting enemies. It takes place in a whole sewer system underneath. There's different acts that can happen. I guess you could probably run it all as one large dungeon, but there are fairly good stopping points to get your guys out of there. And there's even information about scaling it up. Like if your players going into it are a little too overpowered and you want to make it tougher, they have ideas for scaling it up. And I super like that, because I had planned to actually run this in my campaign, but my players have managed through their own shenanigans to get higher level than they were originally planned to be at this point, and in doing so have over leveled for this campaign. However, I really like it, so I'm going to use their scaled up rules, and you'll probably see us running it on Know Your Role on Tuesday nights. So that's the Unearthed Arcana. There was an article that said something along the lines of They're doing this to focus more on making new actual content or working harder on it. So, good on them. Let's see if it says it at the beginning. This article is a first new series of Unearthed Arcana starting this month and continuing every other month. We'll dive into the guild and highlight some of our favorite products. In addition, we'll include this material in our future surveys where appropriate. Yeah, taking a break from D&D design team, from giving the D&D design team a chance to introduce new material for your games. Again, a lot of us are bummed because we only get one Unearthed Arcana article a month, and it's usually good stuff. Sometimes it's not, but you get one article a month, and this time they kind of copped out. So, what's up next? Map Monday, a booking map from Curse of Strahd. Again, if you have it, this is kind of pointless for you. Wheel of Fine has the Beholder dice bags back in stock, so if that's something you're interested in, you can go check that out. Spoilers, don't look at this. I'll click off real quick. This is one of the more powerful, unique, legendary magic items that is available in Curse of Strahd that you can get at a certain point. It is very useful specifically for Curse of Strahd. It could have use as well in outside games, but it's very key. It's a holy symbol that has additional abilities called the Holy Symbol of Ravenkind. I'm just going to move on. Super Tuesday, I guess, Zombie or Baylor. This again is going to be spoilers. This is all about a character from Curse of Strahd, a fairly integral character. Esmeralda Devanir. We're going to click past her. Spoilers. The Monster Menagerie, we've got Remerays and Bullet. This looks perfect. These are a lot of really awesome monsters in this new set of minis. I will definitely be picking these up when they come out. Jim Zubs on the D&D podcast. This is all about the new Ravenloft-based Minkskin Boo kind of continuation comic book that came out last year for Tyranny of Dragons. This is a continuation now in Ravenloft. Maestro, which is the new Homecoming series by R.A. Salvatore. It is not out yet. It'll be releasing the 5th of April. This continues where the first Homecoming book that came out earlier, the Drizzt book, this is the continuation of that. And lastly, a huge spoiler to release so early. I'm going to click on it quickly and then click off. This is basically Strahd's stat block, which I feel like way to blow the main enemy at the early in the stage, but there it is, Strahd von Zark. It's not all of his stuff, it's a portion of his stuff. Basically, his stats and things like that. This I accidentally must have clicked this, because I wanted to get you this. They also released this, which is an excerpt from Curse of Strahd. It talks about the people in Barovia and nomenclature for naming people within the towns and things. Cool stuff. Really kind of creepy looking image here. So that's pretty much your updates. One thing I did want to draw your attention to was if you are a fan of Conan the Barbarian, whether in Arnold Schwarzenegger movie style, more specifically in this way, comic book style, this is the RPG for you. There are 6 days left to go on this Kickstarter. As you can see, it is clearly blown past its planned goal of 65,000. Is at 385 and counting. One of what makes this really interesting, though, is the fact that they managed to gather pretty much every integral artist that's ever drawn a cover or anything for Conan the Barbarian comic-wise, and got them to supply all the art for this Conan the Barbarian RPG. I'm not too familiar. It's powered by a system called 2D20. I'm not familiar with this myself, but I'm interested. So again, look at this. All of these artists, which are people who have done cover art and various things in their own various style of Conan, have joined on board with this RPG to make the art for the book. The pledges aren't too bad. If you look right here, I think this is about like the highest you would go, at least I would go. For $44, you get the color RPG, the actual book itself in hardback. You get the core book, you get your name in the backer's credits, and you get Age of Conan Adventurers in Age Undreamed of pack. They also just added, again, you can see art, continuous adding art and art all over the place, adding new people. all sorts of new actual continuation books, and to add additional stuff. There's maps. I think they actually have reached this Conan the Brigand 280. Oh yeah, wow, they have not updated this. They are already past 380k. Oh, it's pounds. So it might be a little far behind on that. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase this for you guys. There is a lot of really cool stretch goals and things like that they're already in stretch goal phase. And if you love Conan the Barbarian, which to be honest, prior to even learning of this, I did not even realize that it was a comic book. I'm sure that makes me a horrible nerd. I just know the Schwarzenegger movie. And then there's the, the remake. But I just wanted to showcase this for you guys. There's a really cool video with in-character stuff that describes everything. There are 6 days to go if this is something that you want to do. Again, there will be links in the description for everything I've talked about so far today, but this as well. Oops. There we go. So, thank you once again, guys, for coming out and checking out this week's D&D Weekly Update. Sorry that there wasn't a lot of news. It's the week or the week prior to a major D&D release, so in doing so, you're going to get a ton of stuff about that book. Hopefully, if you guys are playing Curse of Strahd, I'd love to know how it's going, because I really want to play it, but I'm not in a place in my life where I can get another D&D game going and not sacrifice even more of my time. Anyway, guys, over here, up top here is Know Your Role. This is a game that I stream every Tuesday night from around 8:30 p.m. I guess it'll now be Eastern Daylight Time to around midnight. We play through 5th edition in a homemade world that takes place in the Forgotten Realms. Craziness ensues. We just went through an entire, basically a 2-hour court trial, trying to I'm trying to convict as the DM versus trying to get, to defend one of the player characters for a series of charges that he incurred in a small town. Right here in the middle is Roll for Roll. This is a game that I play every Sunday night. In fact, I'm a little bit late to the pre-stream as we speak, as I'm filming this, where we play through 5th edition. This is a very role-play heavy game. We stream it live every Sunday from around, again, 9 to midnight, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to midnight. And we release the videos in about 3-hour blocks every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday if you want to catch up on old episodes. And since so much Curse of Strahd stuff was being discussed, if you want to click the very bottom down there, that is my What's New in Curse of Strahd video. I don't know why the font got a little weird on that, but if you want to see what new information, new items, new enemies, and things like that are in Curse of Strahd, you can check out that video where I go over all of that. As always, if you want to stay up to date on what's going on this channel, and by proxy, anything going on in the world of Dungeons & Dragons, and other D&D and RPG related, a lot of Kickstarter stuff as well, you can click right here to subscribe to the channel. We are closely approaching 500 subs. We are at like 477. Once we break 500, we will be doing a giveaway. I haven't decided exactly what that is, but I guarantee you there will be D&D and tabletop related goodness, potentially some other video game related stuff, because we want to get back into more of that. But we shall see. Also, coming up in the future, I'll give you guys a heads up, I will be debuting some interesting content over on nerdimmersion.com about a new futuristic Mass Effect-y style RPG running, but using Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules and taking the cool technology, futuristic aspects of things and blending it with might and magic of Dungeons & Dragons. It's really cool. I'm super pumped about it. So be on the lookout for that stuff. Hope you guys have a great week. Hope you, if you want, you go pick up Curse of Strahd and you enjoy it. Happy gaming, and I will see you next time.